Good afternoon to everyone. We're going to get started. I see there are still a few people coming in, but as the last people are coming in, we might have more people join us as the afternoon goes on. But let's go ahead and get started. I would like to welcome you. My name is Stacy Desplanques, and I'm the CMO at EuraTechnologies. I would love to welcome you to our public pitch contest called Pitch Perfect. This is coming, it's supposed to be a lot of fun. This is coming after a full day of job dating and private pitching that has been going on behind closed doors. So, here are the rules of the game, and I say a game because this is fun. So it's a game. So we've got 4 EuraTech startups who will each have 5 minutes to pitch in front of 5 investors and advisors. These investors and advisors will then have 10 minutes to ask questions. And who knows, maybe they will make some kind of investment proposition. The audience, and so when I say the audience, that means everyone here, but also our audience who's watching on LinkedIn and on YouTube. You guys will have the opportunity to vote for the startup that you want to win. So the one that you think is really the best. Voting will open, I believe, okay, so the hashtag's up there. Voting will open after the 4th startup has pitched. We want to make sure we're fair to everyone. So it will open up at around 6 o'clock, and we will keep voting open until midnight tonight. And we will announce the winner tomorrow at noon on the EuraTechnologies LinkedIn page. So please vote and come back and see us at noon to see who won. And another reason to come back and see who won is we will also be giving, so we'll be giving an NFT, so a very special EuraTechnologies NFT that we made just for this event to the startup who has the most votes. The startup will also get the People's Choice Award. And a lucky person from the audience, so someone out there who has voted, will also get their very own NFT. So it's a really good reason to vote. Okay, now, right before we get started, I would like to introduce our panel of investors and advisors. So Reza Malekzadeh is general partner at Partech Partners. He is based in Paris. Welcome. Clara Fayard is directrice d'investissement at Investir Plus. She's also based in Paris, and it's a fund with impact. Thierry Dujardin is directeur général du groupe ERD. He's based right here in Lille. Emanuele Levi is general partner at 360 Capital. He's also visiting from Paris today. And Lawrence Giesen is partner at Drakestar Partners, also from Paris. So welcome investors, welcome to everyone, and let's get started. The first startup to pitch today is Planet Soar. Welcome to Michelle Cross. Michelle, you have 5 minutes.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to the investors. Thank you for this great opportunity. I always like to start by saying, where do we go when we're looking for solar panels? Where do we go when we have a project to decarbonize our homes and our industries? I always say, come to Planet Source Shop. Well, Planet Source Shop, we're an accelerator to simplify the selling and distribution of solar equipment all over Europe. And we have already impacted more than 3,000 homes in Europe, and we want to take it further. Today, we have a platform that allows you to come and buy your equipment in a safe environment, in a simplified way, and very user-friendly. And not only that, we go further. We have a network of installers all over Europe. If you are looking for an installer to come and install your equipment, you just have to request it on our platform. An installer will be sent to you in a very short time. We also go further to that. It's our responsibility as a distributor of solar panels to also know where our solar panels go. And we are also involved in the recycling. With our solar panels, you can also make a request if you have old solar panels, and we put you in contact with our partner Soren to come and collect your solar panels. Today, we have an objective, is to see solar panels in every roof in Europe. We have a mandate, we have to accelerate, and we have to simplify this process, especially for the residential market. We have a vast of information, vast of technology, and we need to support the residential market with expert products, with a custom-made technology and solution, and this is where we step in. We are Planet Source Shop. We want to be a leader in the distribution of equipment in Europe, and not only that, the whole ecosystem, from every service, from installation of the equipment to the cleaning of the equipment, the insurance, the whole ecosystem, right until the recycling. Today, we are here to go further, and we know we cannot do it alone. We've already did a lot, but we can do more with your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. Investor panel, you have 10 minutes.
Should I start? Thanks, Michelle. Quick question. Solar panels are not new. I mean, it's a mature technology. So what makes you innovative in this market, and what type of competition do you have in the market?
Exactly. They are not new. We have technology that is changing a lot, new technology that is coming out with new batteries, with new systems that is being upgraded all the time. And this is how customers find themselves lost in this environment. And what we do with our expert is that we select the solar panels that have more than 15 years of guarantee already that can support our customers to go in the long run. And this is the advice that we give them. The platform, the solar equipment that we have on our platform is well selected with advice to be able to support the projects in the long term. We have one of the only solar panels that have 40 years of guarantee, and we have it on our platform.
How does your revenue come from? Does it come from your B2B partners that you're suggesting that should be installed, or is it the consumer that pays you? How does that mix work?
Okay, so we have two markets. We have the B2B, where we are selling equipment in large quantities to installers, and we have the B2C, where it's more smaller quantity. And what we do is that we have a commission that we take, a percentage that we take in the solar equipment that we get from our wholesalers. And we have another business model that we have on the services, and whereby installers will come and register on our platform because they need visibility. And actually how this business came to be, it was from the demand. We had so much demand of, we need an installer, and how can we find somebody to recycle the solar panels? We need somebody, my inverter doesn't work. And we saw that there's a need here. And for the installers, they need visibility. They don't have time to be doing websites and, advertisement. They need visibility because we have this ecosystem. People come to us for solar panels, and we have also a very strong ecosystem of installers. So we thought we're going to put these people together. So installers, they will be paying a subscription every month to be on our platform, to be able to get leads. Meaning if, for example, in Lille, if somebody's looking for an installer in Lille, they will immediately receive that contact and they can finish the deal. We're just going to bring them together and take advantage of the data and ecosystem that we have.
Thanks, Michelle. Can you tell us more about your team? Who are the people behind the Planet Store?
Yes, we have a lot of hard workers behind. Of course, we have the team where they're developing the platform. All the platforms that we have developed it from scratch. It all has been coded, and this is why we have a large visibility in the internet with no cost. Today, we will probably do it. We have no cost in any marketing online, and we have more than 60,000 users that are coming to us. if we can put sun power online, our platform is going to be one of the first with no advertisement. So that is we can say the team of the development of the platform. And we have a strong team where we have engineers who support our customers in all the design, technical questions, which battery goes with which solar panels, and we have that team as well. Of course, we have expert comptable with all the financing and managing that. But we have to increase this team to be able to answer to the demand, because today we have a lot of demand from all over Europe with the crisis that is going on.
Thank you, Michel. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, yeah, real quick, Michel. So, you aim to be the one-stop shop and kind of be the number one source of solar panel technology across Europe. How are you building that expertise? Like, if you tell me this is guaranteed for 40 years, that's just a manufacturer guarantee. What have you done to prove that you know this is actually solid? Do you build that expertise and test the products?
And how do you select your partners? I saw on your website you've got 32 partners. How do you select? That's the same question.
Yes, I mean, I think we have a really great privilege already to partner with one of the largest, we can say, grossist distributors in Europe, who have already extensive experience in terms of which products work in the market and maybe which products don't work, and for which projects as well, because we have smaller projects and bigger projects, and the solar panels are not the same. And I think our expertise as well is to be able to develop strategic partners, and this is what we have built the last 2 years. We've built solid partners that are advising us on the new technology that is coming out, and as well, they're also there for any further technical information that our customers can have. And this is what we have built with them.
Okay, so if I'll be a little bit devil's advocate,
Yeah.
If you're representing one of the strongest, most powerful distributors in Europe, what's your barrier to entry? They can very well start developing the same front end, and you're not handling any logistics. You're basically just connecting people. What prevents them from coming and eating your lunch tomorrow?
Yeah, I totally understand the question. Well, one thing I can say, if today you take the phone and call Planet Solar, there's somebody at the end of the line. We've already tested this with our competitors, and we can stay for hours, sometimes days, and you don't have anybody at the end of the line. And we want to be a platform with a difference. We want to be a platform with real people at the end of the line. And if you go today on Trustpilot, we have proven customers who are sometimes saying, look, I went everywhere in Europe, and I had to come all the way to France for somebody to answer to my request. And I think this is our strength, to follow our customers and be close to our customers.
Maybe following the question from Reza, who is your most direct competitor in the market in France? Is there any company proposing the same type of service and same type of offer?
We do have distributors in France, but we are we can say, the only distributor who's offering an ecosystem from the distribution of solar panels, also with services and the recycling, meaning that if you come to our platform, you find all the information in one platform. And if we compare to other maybe e-commerces or distributors in France, our strength is that we are bilingual, meaning that we have a team of experts who speak English. And this is why we are distributing today in Austria, in Germany, in UK, even though it's a little bit difficult sometimes. But we have customers in all over Europe, and I think that is also a good strength. We are working with a strategic distributor actually here in the north, and he always says to us, Planet Solar, your strength is that you are international.
Planet Solar, thank you so much. Your time is up, but thank you so much. And
thanks, Michel.
Thank you. Okay, so next up, thank you, Michelle. Next up is Jukester, represented by Fabien Girard. Fabien, you have 5 minutes.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to thank EuraTechnologies for inviting me, because Jukester was born here. And Jukester is a SaaS workplace management platform to fight against wasted space in the office. And our vision has been to bring people together for a more sustainable work environment. And today, this vision is even greater, because what's happening? First, you've got 9 of 10 employees, even the youngest I've seen here, they want to work to decide when they go to the office or when they stay home. At the moment, we've got managers like myself struggling to get the team going to the office, so people to collaborate. And finally, everybody heard about sobriety. Sobriety, most enterprises, they don't know how to start the problem because they have to reduce their finance costs, but they also have to reduce the carbon footprint. So what is Juxter? So Juxter is an app where you would have any employees that will be able to, in 2 clicks, to decide when they go to home and what's the best time to go to the office. And secondly, we invented a meetup functionality for managers like myself. When you have to play with multiple agenda, where can I fit those people at what time? With Juxter, we can just few clicks get the right time and the right place to meet them. And finally, we use AI. Now I say AI because we truly make it. Before we didn't. AI and multi-constraints algorithm. So we can optimize at any time the allocation of space dynamically based on the venue and based on the actual occupancy. So the benefit is great. The benefit for the company we are working with, we are saving 30% of space. We've got a recent customers, Ecoser. We save them 30% of space, which means financially, but more importantly, in carbon footprint. And while we increase workplace experience. I haven't got any chrono. Where I am now?
You've got about 2.5 more minutes.
Yeah, okay, good. The good thing is, in terms of where we are positioning, our unique positioning, because there are many, many solutions. But we are unique because we've got one fit in the smart building, where we can collect the data, and another fit in the dynamic workplace, in the digital workplace, embedded with the day-to-day tools, such as Teams, such as anybody calendars. Then this makes our strength. So where we are now, in fact, we're very proud because now we've got 90 clients across 30 countries. We've got, we managed to, we raised 1 million in 2016, and since 2018, we've been break-even. And now, with the acceleration of the new way of working, we multiply by 3 the number of customers and by 5 our MRR, and we reach the final 130,000 euro a month on actual recurring revenue, which I think is a good news for you. The other thing is where we want to go, because now we've got more and more traction with users. They like Juxter. We've got companies liking Juxter. We see Juxter in the 2013 like a strategic digital enabler with API, gateway, where we can bring even more data like smart city data. So we can find always the right place for the people. And we can also get new services like metaverse. It looks like it's going to be something good. Mobility, but also other office as a service, which would give us a really good positioning for the future. So why I'm here now? Because we decided the wave is there, and we have to take it. Even if this current situation, it's important that we accelerate. And we want to do a sales round to be able to accelerate with our customers. We follow our customer everywhere in the world. We've got a fantastic team. I don't know if there is one of them. They can wake up. They can stand up. They're not allowed. Sorry. And the other thing is we've got strategic partnership now with infrastructure company like Legrand, putting some very, very fantastic sensors that's coming soon. We have HP Aruba as well that is now selecting Juxter as a global service for workplace. So I think this is a great opportunity for you. So thank you. And thank you, everyone. And again, thanks EuraTechnologies.
Thank you, Fabien. Investors and advisors, 10 minutes for questions.
Thanks. Honor to women. Thank you, Fabien. I'm interested to know more about your social and environmental impacts. How do you improve maybe social links between people who work in your places, and also about the carbon footprint? You say that you reduce the carbon footprint
yes.
of all the buildings. So how do you concretely act on this?
the first, the social, there is two aspects. Then we've got employees now, they want to decide whether they go to the office or not. So it's important for them to know if they go to the office, who will be there. There are many solutions like that, but in our situation, it was important for, when I've got customers that are telling me, a manager, I don't know those guys, I never seen them. And when they go to the office, there is no one inside. They're just on their own, on the floor, on the entire floor in La Défense. For us, it's important when people, they go to work, people work together physically. If you've got people that are not working physically at some point, I don't believe that you will give the culture of the company, you will be creative, the performance of the company, the productivity is affected. So it's not really social, my answer, but if you want to keep a culture within a company, you need to get the people together. And then, my favorite subject about sobriety, because I've been in the industry for about 20 years. Why on earth we still have a lot of buildings half empty, and now we decide to reduce the temperature for 2 degrees? Why don't we close some part of the building and we get the people in a smaller area where they can work together and they can find more chaleur humaine? But it's really important that we can, with a tool like Juxta, you can reorganize and decide that, like one of our customers they've done during the summer, they close 1.5 floor because they decide to remove all the other people in the other part. And now it's something that when I created Juxta, people were telling me I'm crazy to play Tetris in a building, but now it's reality. It's reality because it's really not only the sustainability, but it's also for people. If you go to the office, you want to meet physical people, humans.
Just maybe a suggestion, if you want to go further in your social impact, maybe you say that you want to be an actor of the smart city. Yeah. You can also open the door of the office to NGOs and neighborhood, and be really a place where people can have fun and have also activities on the evening and the weekends, because it's nonsense to have all these buildings that are unoccupied.
Yes, the co-living, I didn't mention co-living, but I believe also that when people will go to the city to work, we need to refine an entire journey for them. And I think we may be an enabler and sell services as well.
Fabien, you've been around for 6 years since your last fundraising.
Yeah.
And I think COVID was an accelerator for this market because it has changed also habits and the way people and corporates manage their space. So question here for me is, could you tell us a little bit more who are your customers? So this is type of the co-workers, the co-working platforms or other things? And just what's the size of this market? Because 130 MRR is a great achievement, but still, what's the potential size of this market? Because you mentioned you are in 30 different countries. Did I get it right? Yeah. So you are already pretty international. So what's the size of this market?
First question was, sorry, I forgot it.
The first question was,
type of client.
COVID was an accelerator. What part of the market you are serving?
Yeah, we work with main big corporation. Our main client were bank, audit. We have, for instance, Deloitte, Crédit Agricole. We've got Banque Postale. We've got a large luxury group, I'm not allowed to say, where we are a standard for them and we deploy across the world. And this is not we don't do co-working. I think tomorrow those companies will open up. They go to the co-work space, but at the point in time, we work with companies having a large portfolio. And the transformation with COVID is now we've got companies with just, I will say, our threshold today is about 150 employees. Normally, you've got 2 floors, and this is where visually you start having some trouble on how to reorganize space. So our strategy is to go with the big ones, but of course, there is a lot of, the market is getting huge now. Everybody now understands what I'm doing. 8 years ago, and there are some people that can testify, no one else was really understanding why we need that type of technology. The market, if you look at how many Teams users you've got across the world, there is 200,000. And I think the company in France, which we look France, companies with more than 150 employees, there is about 6,000. So our market is global, it's getting global, but our strength is when people, they do not want just a small app. They will find it in Google or they will find it with Office 365. And when they start to get some intelligence to take some data and to get some algorithm and to optimize that. I'm not sure I got the answer, correct?
So Fabien, actually, what is your business model? How do you price your software?
SaaS. We do a SaaS, so the rental is based on the number of users and the capacity of the space. It's quite straightforward, and if you bring some IoT, it will be on top because we don't do IoT. We will include in our rental some connected object, but if the building is smart, it's just full SaaS.
Just candidly, based on the type of customers you're mentioning and the type of spaces you're saving, I'll be devil's advocate again, it feels your revenue number is not that high. It feels like you might be leaving value on the table when you seem to have a very compelling proof of your value by being able to show what people save on building management. So what is limiting your pricing power?
I think you're right. We do not sell it we can increase because we've got a fantastic amount of data and we want to monetize that progressively. So you're right, I need some advice on how I can sell higher price. But right now we are, what was important for us, it was our customer, it was a 3-year subscription. This will give us visibility on where we go. And it was important because our strategy was to get to be break-even. My VC say it's a gestion en bon père de famille, but at the end of the day, it looks quite right. But I think now we can accelerate with changing part of our model.
You talked about your team, your fantastic team, you said. Can you talk about them?
Yes. Is there anyone in the team from Juxer today? No? No. So we have about 9 nationalities. We have about 9 nationalities. Recently, I made some significant change on the team to not only see Fabien as Juxter, but an entire team. So most of the team is based here in EuraTechnologies, the developers. We've got a CTO, Mohamed, which is reading very well the team. We've got operation. I recently appointed a chief operating officer, so to cover operation, to follow our big accounts. He's based in Paris, in our office in Paris. And then we've got a great sales team, which is dedicated. We've got one team for the hunting, as we say, business development, Olga. And we've got Alexandre, which is running the account management. And then we've got a small delivery team, which is part of our operation. So.
Okay, about one more minute.
I just want to say I was going to agree with Reza. Given the amount of clients you have and traction, the MMR strikes me as rather small. And is that, again, pricing power, or you're now focused on upping your commissions or your tariffs or whatever?
No, we've been, I think the acceleration, we moved to the MRR recently to put everything to MRR when we start during the COVID. We moved to 100% MRR. In the past, we were 50 setup and 50, and we find it was much more appropriate to concentrate on the recurring revenue. So this will explain a bit like OK cross, a bit flat, but now is getting up. Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Thank you very much, Fabien.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next up is Yana Carroll, who will be pitching for Grasp. Welcome, Yana. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yana, you've got 5 minutes.
Hi, happy to be here. Among all of you, I think I will have maybe pitch, maybe not. Well, I represent Grasp company. We work in Earth observation. One of the problems that we address is air pollution. No need to say that air quality is very important, but its monitoring is still quite complicated and expensive. And one of the reasons is because it is mostly made by ground sensors that are measuring air quality at local scale. And if we want global coverage, it will be very expensive, and you will not have global coverage by ground sensors, of course. But space gives new opportunity, and there are many space missions aimed now for characterizing atmosphere, for air pollution monitoring, and many missions are planned. And we, GRASP, we are working with space agencies to prepare these missions, and for 3 of them we are going to be operational, we will provide operational product. Now there is no multi-angular polarimeter in space. This is the instrument that is the most advanced for characterizing atmospheric aerosols, the small particles in the air, that is air quality, the particles. So we are launching our own constellation of multi-angular polarimeters on CubeSats. For that, we have raised 2 million of private investment this year, so we are launching next year. We have prototype. We bought an American company, a spin-off from NASA. We are based in Lille in France, and we bought an American company who make payloads. So we are launching our first payload in space the beginning of next year, and then we are going to launch the full constellation by the end of 2028. It will be 10 satellites at the same time in space. Then we will maintain 10 satellites in space all the time. And this constellation will provide global coverage in precedent frequency of measurements 5 times per day of air pollution. And not only so, we will characterize atmosphere and also surface. So this data is unique, so there is no such product for the moment. And we are going to sell them first to space agencies, so business to government. We will continue working with space agencies, and then we are approaching business. So industry, cities, smart cities, pollutant industry, and etc. So I have no pitches, not easy. I don't remember what I wanted to say. So we are a spin-off of the University of Lille. We are born here in Lille in 2015. And we have now 4 offices in Europe and the United States. And in the United States, we have hardware manufacturing, satellite payloads, but not only, also ground stations. And in France, in Europe, and in Spain, we do software development for data processing. We have this powerful GRASP algorithm. And so the market for the Earth observation data is huge. It's about 4 billion, and it's growing, and many space missions, commercial space missions are planned now. It's democratization of space that allows us to enter this industry, so going from service provider to data provider. And so we are launching the first one right in the beginning of the next year. We will have the first product. Then we are launching the first of the constellations. So there will be the prototype, and then the first in the constellation we are launching in 2 years. For that, we have subvention from in frame of France Relance program. And then we are looking for investment. We need in total about 20 million for the full mission, and we expect to have break-even even before the full launch, because we have space agencies who are really interested in our data. Yes, so I think that's it. Thank you very much. Waiting for questions.
Okay, thank you so much, Jana. Investors, you have 10 minutes.
Thank you, Jana. Question regarding, say, most of the investment you are raising is to put up this constellation of satellites. Could you explain to us a little bit more what you can measure from a satellite which is like 30 kilometers from Earth, compared to what you can
450.
Get locally? And I mean, can you tell us a little bit more what type of information you gather from these
yes.
sensors?
Sure. I like technical questions, very rare. So it's we can process any remote sensing data, any optical data, to receive the macrophysical properties of particles in the air. So we have in the air, we have gases, we have clouds, water vapor, and we have aerosols that are small particles suspended in the air. That is, for example, products of emissions of plants, anthropogenic, and then natural, like desert dust or biomass burning things. So we measure intensity of the light. So we have optical signal at different wavelengths, and in our case, a multi-angular polarimeter. So we measure also polarization of light, because this particle, they polarize the light. and in function of this polarization and multi-angle, so we can retrieve the data about physical properties. So we can say this is the biomass burning, this is the products of burning, this is the desert dust, this is the emissions of plants, so we can know the size of particles. And so there are many parameters that we can retrieve, physical parameters like refractive index, optical depth, so all this about these aerosols. And this thing it's tiny particles, so it's there are a lot of sources of pollution, so it's not easy to track. And if we put a sensor here, we will know, of course, if they are quality of data is good, but we don't know what is happening in 1 kilometer. Yes, so it works like this.
So it's more the global dimension rather
Absolutely,
than
yes.
the quality of the data you retrieve.
Yeah, the quality is scientific quality of the data. So this instrument that we are launching is made by the team that is made NASA HARP mission. And it's making now preparing the mission PACE mission of NASA as well. So it's calibrated, it's a good scientific quality, even if it's like this size. It's really CubeSat, it's small, but the quality of the data is very high. The resolution is 2 kilometers. Yes, we cannot say here in 1 kilometer, but at global scale, and with fusioning of this data with other measurements, so we are needed for, space agencies are interested because they have missions planned, but it will not have such repetition, and also different resolution, and also there are high resolution missions of different instruments that will need our data to improve their data. So we can work as complementary for many missions.
Thank you.
Can you tell us more about your customers? What kind of customers do you have, and what do they do with all this data?
Well, now we work with space agencies. So all our revenue comes from service contracts with space agencies that we work with public space missions. Not only with space missions, we combine space measurements with ground measurements. It's all about characterization of atmosphere and surface of the Earth. So our main clients is European Space Agency, EUMETSAT, and academic institutions. And so this is our traction. So they are interested, they even signed a letter of interest for this data that are coming. So we didn't launch it yet, everything is ready, ticket vol, a flight ticket is bought, so we are launching, and when we'll have the first data, first we will sell them to space agencies, but of course we extended. So APAF, the companies that is auditing industry, pollutant industry, they're interested in having alerts. You know, they have alert on global scale. Toute la France, we have this coverage, and they will have this is over limit of pollution. So they go and control them, and they make measurements on place with their sensors. Now they're doing like random control, but they can have, you know, visibility. Yeah.
How much does it cost to put one of your things up in the air? One of those bricks you talked about. How much does that cost?
One satellite, we say one satellite cost about 2 million. So our first satellite we have investment for this, so we have everything is funded. And then yes, the full mission we estimate about 20 million. But then, of course, we will see. Maybe maybe it's enough to have 4 visits per day, not 5 visits per day. But of course, for the moment, our plan is to have 10 satellites at the same time in the air, in space. Then we will replace, because it's for 3 up to 5 years. So we wash it out, we replace, and we will work like this to have the full constellation, 10 satellites.
So from a competitive advantage, I mean, I'm assuming today there are other ways to get data about air quality through weather system sensors on the ground. Is the delta of data that much more interesting that people would be willing to pay a price, which I'm assuming with you would probably be more expensive?
Oh, no, it will be less expensive.
So you basically give them more for less?
Yes, actually, the value proposition is the high quality and low cost monitoring of air pollution at global scale from space. Yes, moreover, we can, so we add value to any measurement of any other instrument from space, from ground. We can fusion the data and it's better quality. At the same time, we're working on modeling and application of chemical transport models to have these predictions of aerosol flows, of betweens. So it's very complicated mathematically for the cities, for smart cities, like creating digital twins. But it implies, so our data is unique, so nothing like this is now available. Well, it's not available yet. It will be available in a couple of months. But then we can attach, so it's an energetical algorithm that can, so this will add a lot of value to existing data about air quality and air pollution, yes.
And you're manipulating quite sensitive data, so how do you guarantee the security of your process and maybe your independence from any pressure?
Actually, our algorithm that we are using is open source. So it's open source, and many institutions at NASA, they work with this. So they can treat the data, but so if we have our own data, of course, it will belong only to us, but the algorithm, it belongs to everyone. So, but we use it commercially, and we have on the top of it all developments that are here in-house, and the team is, so we picked up from all over the world the best team. We have 13 nationalities already.
Can you tell us a little bit more about your business models and the incomes? How does it work? You send the data. How does it work?
So yes, the idea is to sell. We can sell raw data to space agencies. They are interested. Then we do processing. We have different levels of processing. So level 2, level 3 data, that is already data processed, so it's added value. Then we do up to level 4, that is with this forecasting, etc. So we are mostly focused not on selling just raw data, but all the services around. So it will be, so we will sell the data, and then we will provide services around this.
Which kind of services? Sorry.
So all space missions that exist, they need such kind of data. So they, like this, we work now. So we work for space missions, for space agencies. So we process their data. And we were chosen for 3 missions. We are operational. So we will provide, we have proven that our algorithm is the best. So we are providing an operational product. And the same, so we can combine several satellites together to have better quality of the product. And we will work like this, like add our product to existing things. So it's already quite valuable, but it can add value to everything, all the rest. So yes, so it's about development. We will do scientific research a lot. We have, except one person, we are all doctors in physics. Yeah, so we do a lot of research, so we always improve the scientific quality of what we are doing. We publish a lot of papers, and then well, I missed the point. So we always improve the quality, and then add new services with new public data. So it's growing.
Time is actually up, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Our final startup to pitch today. Oh, let me turn off my stopwatch. Our final startup to pitch today is Unlimited, represented by Julien Zerbib and Claire Gauthier. Julien and Claire, welcome. You have 5 minutes.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for inviting us. Special thanks to Mathieu to invite us and to pitch. First of all, I would like to present some slides. So nowadays, there are two main ways. There are 2 ways to finance your company. The first one is a bank loan, which require personal guarantee and sometimes very hard to access if your company is too young and sometimes if you are not yet profitable. The second way to finance your company is equity fundraising, but equity fundraising is time-consuming, without guarantee of success, and above all is dilutive for the foundership, for the founder ownership. That is why we have created Unlimited by using revenue-based financing. We offer a third alternative for companies to finance their growth by providing funding to digital companies in less than 48 hours. This financing does not require any guarantee, any equity, and are repaid as a share of your future revenue.
So I'll give a bit more details about the products that we offer right now. So we have two main products as of now. The first one that we launched earlier this year is for SaaS and subscription-based businesses. And so what we're going to do is we're going to finance a portion of their annual recurring revenue. And so that's quite a standard loan. It's amortized over a period of 12 months. Then the second product that we launched in April is for e-commerce businesses, and we're going to finance specifically their ad spend or their supplier inventory. And that is a variable loan where the repayment is going to be a proportion of their sales. And we've also already done a proof of concept for a third product, which is going to be more general working capital financing. So that's specifically targeted at marketplaces and resellers. So in terms of the characteristics of the loans that we offer, the size of the loan is between 10 to 250K. The cost of the loan is a flat fee, so it's 6 to 10% of the amount that we finance. That's depending on the risk level of the client. And for the loans that have variable repayment, the share of the revenue that we're going to take for repayment is going to be 10 to 20% of the company's weekly revenue. I'll skip that one. To understand how it works in the background, so what we do is that we're going to connect directly to our clients' management tools. So that's going to be their banking accounts, their accounting software, the payment providers. For e-commerce specifically, it can be their marketing tools as well. So that's going to give us access to a lot of data. All of that data we're going to analyze, we're going to feed into our proprietary risk scoring models, and that's how we're able to very quickly reach a decision of whether we can finance a company or not, and then under which condition. So as you can see, this is a whole lot of data. It's very granular, and it's very live data as well. So that's also how we're able to serve a typology of client that would typically be considered too risky for a traditional bank if they're only looking at the financial statements. So Julien is going to present the KPIs.
Our company has been created in July 2021, and we start lending money in January. And we are growing very fast because we have already funded more than 79 companies on a total of 100 loans. Our business is 90% repetitive for our customers, and so that is why we can consider our revenue as recurring, because the business is very repetitive. And at the end of September, we have reached 2.1 million euro as annualized revenue.
And just to wrap it up, I just want to give you a quick idea of what's our long-term vision for Unlimited. So right now we've created a platform that is used to finance companies, but the actual infrastructure behind it can be used for a lot of other things. So for example, one thing that we could easily offer is some investment products for clients that do have extra cash on hand and want some return on it. We're also in the process of getting a banking license, which means that we'll have access to a full range of credit products and general banking services. And also, as we mentioned before, we are already plugged into our clients' data, which comes from a variety of sources. So we're ready to offer a wide range of analytical and management tools that our clients can then use to monitor and manage their business.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Right on time.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, investors, last round, 10 minutes.
Thank you for the presentation. I mean, you are in a fairly competitive environment. We see other players in France and in rest of Europe. One of the most critical things is to make sure you get enough debt available at the beginning. So where do you stand in terms of that? How much debt you have raised, and if you can tell us, of course.
We have raised 15 million as debt facility, and we are on the way to raise more, around 50 million debt facility.
Okay. And maybe compared to the other competitors, in terms of commissions, you are positioned same way as they are, or?
Exactly the same way.
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
That's the same thing.
Yeah.
So then why would I pick you? Why would I pick you? What's your competitive advantage?
So our competitive advantage is that we are offering different products. We are going to launch a marketplace reseller in the coming months. And the other one is that we are very flexible in the loan we can provide to our customer. We do tailor-made products.
And you said you had a large repeat business. Explain that. Those are clients that borrow, I don't know, 100,000, they pay you back, and then borrow another 100,000. Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, that's accurate, and the repeat rate is around 90%, so it's very high repeat.
And do you have any charge-offs? Have you had any loan loss numbers, or is it still too early on?
It's still pretty early. We are very conservative in the credit provisions that we take for credit losses. So far, our default rate is under 1%.
I'm working for an impact investing fund, so naturally my question is, do you have any social or environmental commitments?
Not yet. There is a project. There's one of the startups that we work closely with that is called Green Metrics, and they have a product that analyzes the carbon footprint of the company's websites. And since our clients are very heavily digital, that's something that we're looking into maybe implementing, of maybe having lower rates for companies that are more responsible in their carbon footprint in terms of the website.
So would you, and you meant, sorry to interrupt, you mentioned you're getting a banking license. So would you become something like a Conto? Is that part of what products you'd be offering?
Conto is very specific. We would have the right to offer the same products. The idea of getting a banking license is that it gives us more flexibility in terms of the future developments. It's easier to reach the rest of the European market as well.
Yeah, at the same time, do you think, the choice of a banking license means also you need to raise a lot of money in equity and also to match all the, say, the type of borrowings you will be giving to your customers, whereas today you are a bit in a hybrid situation, so you don't have to have, say, net worth matching the borrowings.
You mean in terms of capital requirements? Yeah, so we actually already implemented rules that we set ourselves just to be, for example, compliant with the KYC regulations. That's something that has been on top of mind while developing the business, that a banking license was something we wanted to have at some point. So we'll also put forth some capital of our own as a first loss provision. So it's going to be kind of the equivalent of the capital requirements.
Okay, but still, if I look just at the numbers you mentioned, 2 million euros equity raised, some debt, 10 million euro borrowings. So it's probably, as a bank, you would need to run and get more equity, no?
But the 10 million is the cumulative amount that is loaned out. It's not the size of the book at any given time because the money returns very quickly.
It's cumulated borrowings. It's not the picture of today.
Yeah, it's cumulative, yeah.
What is your distribution model? How do people learn about you? How do you sell your product?
We have developed a lot of partnerships with accounting cabinet, with non-dilutive companies which provide non-dilutive financing, and we have also the classic way on the digital acquisition channels, and it works very well because we have received in September more than 750 demands of credit.
One precision. I'd like to understand, you're not a crowdfunding platform. No. Okay. It's just with equity you are doing loans.
Exactly. The Unlimited is provided directly the loans to our customers. So we borrow money at, our business model is that we borrow money at X as a percentage of rate, and we relent the money at X plus Y, taking our decision on data collection, and thanks to our scoring policy.
And crowdfunding, is it a way to accelerate your development? No?
It's not our plan at the moment.
Okay.
It's because crowdfunding is taking more time for customer, and our solution can provide money in 48 hours, and it will be much more complicated with crowdfunding.
So just a newbie question, because you mentioned you're borrowing the money at a certain percentage, and then you were mentioning that you have a fixed rate at which your customers pay you. So with interest rates going up, how do you manage that?
So it's very easy if raise are raising, we are consequently raising our commission.
So the average maturity is pretty short, I guess. The average maturity is 1 year, so you're not stuck.
It depends on the product. So for e-commerce businesses, the maturity is between 4 and 5 months. And for a recurring subscription-based business, the classic maturity is 12 months. So, and the duration of our portfolio is around 9 months.
Very interesting. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. So I guess we can say that's a wrap. Just a few more things. Thank you, first of all, to our panel of investors and advisors. And thank you to all of our startups. Your solutions are super exciting, and we are super looking forward to hearing so much more about you. Now that all of the startups have pitched, it's time to start voting. You can start voting now. As I mentioned earlier, we will announce the winner tomorrow at noon on our LinkedIn page, and the startup with the most votes will win not only the People's Choice Award, but also a nifty NFT, a special NFT from EuraTechnologies, and someone from the audience will also win another NFT. I would like to hand the mic to Kuse, who will tell you some more.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So I'm Kuse. I'm the chairwoman of EuraTechnologies. Very happy to be here. It was really an exciting day because we had the talent fair. So you saw at our main building, it was really about a great matchmaking for tech jobs today for our startups in EuraTechnologies. We had also investment committees. We had corporate committees and the pitch perfect today, so thank you again. And what I wanted to do is a special applause for all the EuraTech team, because really it was an amazing job done in a very short time with people coming from Stanford just yesterday, so just thank you.
Okay, so thanks everyone. For those of you who are going to be hanging around a little bit, we have a cocktail that is starting now. So it'll be in the cantina, so back inside in EuraTech. And yeah, just thanks. Have fun tonight. Thank you.